Okay. So how was Fire Emblem weekend? Fire Emblem weekend didn't happen. During the day, I got off. I had other things to do and shit to do. And then during the night, Chris was like, "Let's watch anime," and he wanted to watch Neon Genesis Evangelion. I was like, "Fuck, I gotta see the reaction to that." Also, that's also passing the buck. It just also like, yeah, it was genuinely during the day I was occupied with other shit because I always had the night plans already in place. But I will never be free. It's just like, well, you got shit to do about the house, Gavin. You got things to tend to. But we'll all get there eventually. Eventually. This is just how it goes sometimes. It's busy time of year. Did I manage to get any of the limited drops in the gun game? No. I am at, I think, over 300 runs on the mission that has Say, and she hasn't dropped yet. The good news is, that's a fair way to get cores, so at least I'm getting places. Like, dolls are getting, like, plenty of fodder for stats, and everyone's getting, like, new bodies and shit. So, it's not without merit, but I haven't got the limited drops. I have to go do like the actual like extra difficulty missions as well still at some point, and then because well, at least one of them will also give me like 50 tokens, and then I can like take another shot at a costume at least. But what else? Also, I'm like also Jill is like almost like level 80, so she can actually like, make drinks, and I can actually use her. So getting places at least. If I don't know when I'm gonna what costume you going for, Alma's over anyone else. I will if I get hers, that's it, like cut off, you're done. Wouldn't say no to Jill's. Jill's would also be fun. But Alma's. You can buy Dorothy's, but I don't know if I will, because I might even use her because SMG and all that, and she has like special rounds and shit. But it's also like I don't know if I don't know if I want to pay the money for the costume, basically. But we'll see where we get. Anyway, we last left off. We saw like Solomon Dallaire, the scientist man. He came to the west. He had to deal with a meteor, managed to use the power of science to break its insanity curse. And then an crazy satanic inquisitor used the meteor to make give a demon his true form. And now we're playing as the clairvoyant from the order that was protecting the meteor because she took the chance to flee. So, let's see how that goes. I'm curious about this one because like she only had like 5 HP and didn't seem like much of a gun person. So, well, yeah, you wouldn't. Yeah, I don't think I would either. If it was a character I really, really liked or was like actively using a lot, I would. But you know,
all to prove his allegiance. There was only one loose end, now running for her dear life. Cassandra. And although his henchmen quickly caught up, she had a trick up her sleeve. Cassandra could see the future, and that wasn't the day she would die.
yeah, actually, it makes sense that if you can see the future, that you would just
Two men
go in.
would save Cassandra and set her free. But first, they needed to distract the mob.
Okay. Andrew Harden and Paco. maximum heat and almost maximum heat. So how we doing this? Gotta stop the execution. How I wish for a grenade, because I could just lob that shit in and go to fucking town. I mean, there's 2 of us and fuck tons of them. What we got? Dose of opium, medical bag. Volcano pistol, son of Cobra. Borgen 6-shooter. Neil bomb. Oh, there are grenades. There are grenades. Oh, they exist. It's time. Alright. Better idea of what I'm doing. We're making our way there. We're chucking the grenade right, like, here. Taking everyone out. Blapping that guy in the head. Just fucking going for it. Okay. So, our approach. Can't walk out there. Well, it's not even a door. He's got it covered anyway. You got this covered. How are we gonna do this? Where can we go? We can loop through there. But can we, like... Is there another door in that building? There is. Well, our path is... No, he's not looking that way. It looked like he was, but he's not. That's fine. Because we can have someone get here and just chuck like that. Someone from in there. Or... We could even subdue him, loop around behind, blast him in the back of the head, and have the other guy chuck the grenade. Sounds like a plan. Let's go. Right. You can just crazy does it. Ah, there's a guy there. What's your vision range there, mate? Oh, that's slim. That is very slim. Can he subdue you from here? Can I threaten when all enemies can see you? Okay. Hello, Ketchup, and hello, Mamley. Things are off to a tense start. Alright, yeah. You're not the man with the grenade. You're the man with the grenade. You should get to a position. Get ready to chuck that shit. Tap him again. It's a good thing there's no turn timer on this. I like to be cautious about this shit. Subdue him. How are we doing this? I wish we could just like gut people. Let's like slit their throats while we're in stealth mode or something. I know that would be insanely overpowered because like in theory you could like take out everyone else who isn't covering each other, but still. How does this work incidentally? we'll get everyone right there. I'm not gonna do that just yet. No. Twitch is still recommending you the Sims 4 streamer, Manly. It doesn't help that he seems to stream almost all day long. Career Sim streamer. Wouldn't have thought about it. Okay, well... And so doing him doesn't really matter. We're just gonna get here and chuck the grenade. So, but can you cap him in the head? You can for 100 too. How do you be like here to do that? Just okay. Let's go. Back of the head. Why is that not working? Why is this illegitimate now? It's because I'm throwing it at like where people are standing, or you just can't throw it there now? God damn it! Fine. I wanted you to throw it. It's because we raised the thing, isn't it? There was a valid spot there. Glorious. Can you hit him? Could you make it happen? Should have touched that first, shouldn't I? Oh well, we'll save that. Try it. Sick. Alright, we can get you to cover. Or can we also get you a spot where you could like cap that guy who's standing in the open? That guy back there is going to take a shot at Paco here, but that's fine.
Cassandra didn't know the names of her saviors, but there was no time for introductions. The man who wanted
he's just going to go for him.
Needed to be dealt with.
And he missed.
Neither they nor their carrier pigeons could leave that town alive.
Fuck me, that's a lot of guys. Alright, we're gonna have to go get him. How can you hit from here? Can't see him. You could hit that person, but I'd rather she take that like tap shot if she can. I may end up fucking this up. Let's see, did you see the stream of the AI who's traveling to the edge of the world in Minecraft? No. I have not. That's does Minecraft have an edge of the world? I guess that's what they're trying to find out, I suppose. Like, when does the random generation has run out? Remember, fan the hammer. Hammer, please. Yeah. The ability. Sure, and does he have that? He does indeed. 3 shots, being penalty. Well, that's good to know. I'm just gonna get here, just in front of you. Hi, buddy. You're dim-witted. Didn't check your corners. At all. Alright. Let's check our shot. That's a solid maybe. So, like... I would heal first. And then you just try it. Good man. There's a crack shot, that clairvoyant. It has an edge. Ah. Never actually occurred to me before if that world had an age or not, 'cause it was all randomly generated. World border. Let's have a look. Yeah, okay, thank you, Wiki, thank you. Jesus. I literally... It's not that it was inappropriate, it's that the ad takes up 50% of the goddamn screen. Oh, it's an actual, like, little texture and everything, huh? Interesting. You need a reload. You see anyone else to get? Kill the carrier pigeons. Can do, chief. There is a guy somewhere around here, so do be careful. Hell, I'm pretty sure there's guys back here. Oh, we must have got both of them. Wasn't there another guy? Maybe not. Maybe so. I don't see anything there. Might as well seize the chance. Just gonna get him. And you just stay put. You're a bit more fragile. There is some guy fucking about over there. Still can't see anyone. Might as well just get as far as you can go.
Cassandra thought the front approach looked risky.
Oh, there's a guy.
She wondered if there was another way in.
I didn't think this was the front approach, but alright. And the other way in is like around there, which takes us on a looping path. There's no time pressure. I mean, the door that around that loop path is there as well. Any which way. This is what you saw when you traveled far enough before Minecraft Beta 1.8. Is that what it is? Whoa. She is indeed a giant fucking PlayStation store ad, just melting into the entire page. Thanks. The Farlands. They form the edge. They're just giant fucking hell rock walls. I say hell, you know what I mean. That's pretty interesting. That was when the generator started shitting itself. Ah. It has a striking look, at least. To be honest, I kind of would have preferred if they kept that version, you know what I mean. You didn't see anyone. I mean, I assume we can't open that. Right? Is that an open symbol or a lock symbol? That looks like a lock symbol. You can always kick in that door. I guess punch through there, but... And it's not the shortest path or anything, but... We're just gonna go through this door. Lady who can tell the future, go. Tuck into that corner. I need to get Andrew Harden some goddamn movement. Creeping along, creeping along. Can you actually exit this door? No, you can't. You fucking fool. There's no beatdown option at least. Should reload actually. There is this door here. Don't see anyone? No. I mean, there isn't anyone, but...
There was a back door, but it required a key. The key had to be somewhere nearby.
You are tempting fit. Swear to you. Back over there? Well, take your chance. Probably should have taken the front door, honestly. But she's the one who can see the future, so hey, we should probably trust her premonitions about this stuff. We can't go up this way. Get you to here. Pop it. Anyone to shoot? No. Get in and steal. Classy. Hey, that's helpful. At least. It's just... Is that just a skull and some guts? God damn. There's a lot of places, actually. Including in through the front way. I consider that the front way. Suppose they have different ideas. No one's come running out screaming yet, so that's probably a good sign. Well, at least we're getting some. Her distance sprint is something else. The AI started 481 hours ago and has died 9 times so far. Currently traveled around 16% of the way. Fuck me. It's gonna be on for a while then. Suppose that would be like interesting to watch because you'd just be like standing around going, yeah, waiting for and not waiting, but to like, see what other encounters that's going on in the journey. While you're down there, you might as well like start walking back this way. So go all the way back to default spawn when it dies, or is it smart enough to use beds? Oh Jesus, that's a thought. Are you any more delicate about this, or are you just gonna break the shit out too? Can you not search? What are you doing? Don't tell me you're stuck now. It goes back to the beginning. Oh lord. Alright, please. Please free her. Tell me we haven't just like busted this because she's fallen into it. I don't think it knows how to craft at all. That might be a... Deciding when to do that, I guess, unless you make it like craft every so many steps if it has the materials. But then it's the key of gathering the materials, isn't it? All this, and it was actually right back where we were before we got that notice about her not liking the... Right, well, I think she's just sealed in there. She can't move anymore. So, enjoy, I guess. I hope I don't need to get her to an exit, otherwise we are actually straight up boned already. Cassandra. You can't switch the unarmed. No. I mean, you should be like enough to take any guys in there, right? No one there. Oh, whoops. It just defaulted back to her. That was the turnover. Starts with full enchanted equipment. Starts with full enchanted equipment, so its tools don't break, and if it attacks mobs, they start burning, giving it cooked meat. Whoever put it up was thinking ahead then. Although, if it dies, does it keep that, or does it just lose that? Rank 7 dudes and shit, I see. I wish it... I know she's like, I guess, at the front of the party, but I kinda wish it didn't default to her every time. Seems to spawn with the equipment. Okay. That's good at least. It's not gonna get fucked over. I do need to get this guy some more movement going. Curiosity, how do I check your... There we go. I was wondering why he was moving so badly. He must have got that when he got shot. This isn't great. For the best to start these two. Well, I say that. Paco showed the boy of grenades and the power of them. Doesn't know that it should fight with a sword, so it tends to punch enemies with cobblestone or a shovel. That's funny. you give it the magic sword, it just fights with a rock or a shovel anyway. Both factions for this. How do we do this? Oh, they're right there. They're not in the thing, they're here. That's fine. There's a guy there. Can you shoot that guy? Try it. Oh, that was the pigeon cage. Well. He's gonna shoot him, and I hope he doesn't die. Alright. Where can we get you to that you can still... You can take cover. That doesn't count. Oh, you can be but a nuisance. Alright, nuisance sometimes. And that does count. Corrupt rally. I want to move him up, but there's not really anywhere to move him to. Well, there's a tree, actually.
The rurales turned out to be something more than just corrupt lawmen.
Well, well. Should have shot the pigeon. Not the Bane demons matters too much. Especially when they just stand in the open. It would be nice to have a third gun, but by the hand you're dealt. That's not worth it. I see the trees have also transformed in the Hell Knight. Yeah, just shoot the pigeon cage. Don't get fancy, just shoot the pigeon cage.
The birds were no more, but the Inquisitor's men still posed a threat.
Oh, here we go. She still can't move. Hello, David. Oh, I wish I had a second grenade. Hey, don't die. He's like essential too. I wonder if we could make her pass out on, but she is sealed inside that goddamn table, so that's just not happening anytime soon. You just back the fuck up. You just get out of here. Draw them forward. Condenser finished here. This is perhaps like the most infuriating part of all of this. And I may end up having to restart the mission just because of this. You got a shot, you can fucking take it. Nah, can you take that shot? Go for it. He's done it. I'm amazed he could actually see that far to hit. No chance to hit, huh? Walk, step back. He's not gonna budge, is he? So Gavin, how do you feel about it being time to give war a chance? Metal Gear Rising was the most clairvoyant game since Metal Gear Solid 2. That's basically the long and short of it. That game, it's just games that start writing, they just know. They just fucking know. They just know how this shit's going to go down. Fucking... No, don't waste it. It was so insane hard Earth, this is so true. That's the bitch of an Earth we live in. Can you ricochet off anything? No valid targets in range, but you're so fucking murdered that I don't want to move you to where you can see valid targets. Wait, that was not just a joke? Oh, he can be shot at now. Great. Yeah, no, there was... Who was it? Was it a... I don't remember this site, but it was a like a new... No, he's right. Like an editorial or like a opinion piece on a site, on a British news site, I'm pretty sure it is. That was literally titled, you know, like, peace and... Being in peace hasn't made us any happier. Maybe it's time to give war a chance. And it's someone that's, like, trying to advocate for having a war just because, oh, that would bring us together as people. Because that's how it works, you know. Are you shitting me? Yeah, there it is. So it's from the Times, which lets you know what kind of paper the Times is. See, he can't see me, but I don't have a weapon that can do 7 fucking damage. Nor can I get to a point where I could just bop him in the face for that amount of damage anyway. His name is Rod Little. Dick Small says give war a chance. I mean, the funniest part of all this is, of course, whatever he may say in the article is just like, he wouldn't be there. He would not put himself forward. He's literally just, I want the people who are complaining about this, who are young, to be sent to war so they'll die and go away. Alright, try that. Hey, that did you some fucking wonders. Thank you, Opium. Finally gonna get hit for one, so yeah, that's I'll take that. That's the only one he moved. I mean, his Giga HP ran out, but at least like he's back to full health. No. You seriously can't shoot that guy anymore? That's fine. Move to there and blow his fucking head off then. I'm at 40% shot. Who is the target of that war supposed to be? Let's be honest, if they're given the sort of person this is, he probably believes that the UK can somehow collectively take the entirety of Europe. That's probably where that's gonna go. That or Russia, or you know, the the part of the Middle East we don't like because Saudi Arabia doesn't like it. That sort of thing. There it is. The obvious candidate for an act of unprovoked aggression on our part is France. So China, maybe, or using its bullying of Hong Kong as a pretext. There you go. So China or France. Not assuming that if you try and attack one part of Europe, the entire rest of it won't just come piling in to beat the shit out of you. Welcome to the English. This is the fucking clown world, like this. Well, not even this. That goddamn country is. God willing, we'll have to put up with it much longer. Come on. enough finagling, you can get there. A shot's a shot. Take it, but you can get it. There's a similar one last week that basically something like kids today complaining too much. They should be putting guerrilla groups in wars and tried to liken it to Warsaw in World War II, as though this 40-year-old fuckwit was in Warsaw in World War II. Or that he himself would take part in any of this. You know, because fair is fair, here he is whinging, he should take part too, but no, that's not how it works. It's people I don't like complaining about things I like should be sent to war where they fucking suffer and die. It's the sort of attitude that basically, you know, gonna end up with someone getting punched sooner or later. Come on. Right, can you make your bounce shot from here? Because that's in range now. I'm gonna have him pop a shot first, actually. Wait, no, we did take a shot when we missed, didn't we? So actually, you know, yeah, you do. Get him. Yo. No. Haha, you're fucked.
With their adversaries dead, there was no one left to bear witness to what happened that day.
Daily 4 shots of contender, got angry with Mike Rosie. I'll ask David. I mean, hey, cores are cores, unless you're still like collecting dupes for their X5s. Pain associated with unbearable. Whoa. We do have that as a mechanic.
The two men introduced themselves as servants of the Protector. Their employer was a friend of the order Cassandra once belonged to. The Protector offered shelter and whatever help Cassandra required. She didn't want shelter. She wanted to rid herself of her gift. Hardin assured her the Protector could help her with that as well. But to reach him, they would need to cross a river and sail across a bay.
Yeah. I'm amazed that you're still fucking going for. Before the stream, just while I was eating dinner, I was like, because I get girls' frontline videos now, I saw one that was like someone's half-hour shot at trying to, on the Korean server, trying to take like trying to go for IWS 2000, who is the contender equivalent for the rifle class. So, you know, like ultra rare, even among 5 stars, has like a lower drop rate among them. But this was during a raid up event for IWS, and the guy burnt through fucking like collectively over 200,000 resources and 200, like over 200 fucking contracts, and got like a lot of 5-star rifles at that. Just didn't get IWS, and that was just kind of like at many points throughout this, you should have just said fuck it and stopped. You should have just said fuck it and stopped. When he ended, he had like over 250 cores. Shit was crazy. I won't stop until I get her, and Jesus. Well, that's your cautionary tale, David. Some fucking madman out here. I remember seeing some British TV debate during the last election, and people in the audience were telling a politician that he should use nuclear bombs when another country threatens the UK. That's absolutely insane. And in Germany, only a tiny group of crazy far-right people would say something like that. Yeah, it's also just like, you've heard like the thing about that kind of is like there is a lot of people like that because of Tory voters, but also if it was like the BBC or like fucking ITV or whatever, they wouldn't put it past me that they like would pick the audience specifically to have more people like that than is actually representative of the population. Because there's been quite a lot of that going around. Like the BBC is very distinctly not exactly bipartisan or neutral anymore, among other things. You notice it more and more, like how during elections and shit, they only really cover like on the ground shit for Tory places, like talking to Tory voters only and all that, Brexit supporters only and all that. It's just very distinct and like, ugh. Huh. Joaquin Perez, there he is. He's still about. But yeah, like there's a distinct tilt, and I wouldn't be surprised if like they specifically handpicked audience members, maybe not all, but like quite a few at least, to have more of those people appear up front or make them seem more representative than they are, which is the crying shame. It's the classic thing that gets brought up a lot. Come back out. Give me a sec. Come back out. There we go. You know what? Take whatever you find. That might come in handy. The BBC and a bunch of other networks gave Farage and his racist crybaby party a shitload of airtime when they didn't have a single MP, but they didn't give the Greens, who have 9 seats, the time of day. Yeah, that's basically like it summed up. The Greens are like an actual party in government, but don't get time of day ever from the BBC. Where the BBC will just go hands on knees to like give Farage and other like far right racist cunts like as much airtime and airspace as they want to as big an audience as they want. And for how long that will last them. They're getting increasingly worried because more and more people are just not paying their TV licenses, and like fucking too right. Like I'm basically pushing for us to like convince, like weasel our way out of paying it because fuck it, like it is not deserved and my money's not going towards that. Not at all. Media these days is so shit. It really is. And increasing, like it kind of goes hand in hand because it increasingly, like, still has a lot of power, but increasingly as it goes on, it just loses more and more people. Like more and more people distrust it, so the mainstream media stuff begins to like fall apart more and more. And it's just like, that's the cycle, isn't it? We're not going to course correct because it's all about money. Let's see. I just had to clear my nose there. Well, investors are the scum of the earth. They are. The entire fields of like banking, investments, like investment bankers, capital, all that shit, and fucking just the CEOs in general just need to have like mass legislation way up, just like laid at them at their feet, but that's basically not gonna happen because of socialism. Yuma, Arizona. Huh. Don't forget landlords is pretty fucked up too. Yeah, basically. It's the sort of thing where the moment anyone even like part way left gets into like government around here, which is increasingly likely to happen as the Lib Dems are like fucking lording up their growing rebel power, there's just gonna be like a fucking reckoning on quite a few things. Because once they get power, they will do anything to keep it, and if that means burning shit down, they will burn shit down. Not to mention, it's basically I give you money and I expect 1,000 times the amount I gave you ASAP, even though I'm not doing anything. Yeah, that shit is just completely fucked. And it's also the fuck thing where a lot of the time, what option do you have to get money to get your stuff kicked off? You know, the guys that go in basically take over companies and just make them all that money. It's the tail keeps happening, the pattern keeps cropping up. But all they do is whinge about people not liking them because why don't you like me? And it's kind of like, well, for starters, you're a giant cunt. Yeah. Here, I got you some boots. Yeah, that would explain why you just got fucking minced. Also, the risk factor is basically you when you get big enough because they just close down the company, fire everyone, and sell its pieces. Yeah, I mean, I'm pretty sure that's entirely why, like, EA has adopted that as their actual business strategy. Is like literally that's the only way they can like that and trying to like foster gambling on people is just the this basically it's just like it's a pattern that can't continue indefinitely. Like it just will collapse eventually. Because you can't expand infinitely forever. Eventually, like the money will start drying up, people will start panicking, and everything fucking collapses. And then no one trusts investment bankers anymore. And venture capitalists even. Who was the shareholder like last year or something? Where a company announced a pay rise for minimum wage staff or something like that, and they had the gall to say they weren't giving enough to shareholders for what they do. You do fuck all, buddy, go to hell. I don't remember the specifics, but I do remember that. But yeah, like I do remember that specifically. It's like, no, I don't remember the comment. I'm trying to remember it, but like, I do remember that story. Let's just try this to see what happens when we use it. Rest or visit other locations. Okay. And do we trust Harden's word on that? Because I'm not sure we do. And we don't have the precog anyway because we've used it. Okay. An artificial island. Built long ago by non-extinct native civilization, of course. Ah, I see. There's the fair trader and shit. Alright. Instant intestinal alacrity. Alacrity, whatever. You know what? Why not? We have the money to get anything from the Fit Trader anyway, even if we didn't buy that. Things to consider, though. visited my parents over the weekend, and while driving back, I was listening to the radio, and they were talking about Hong Kong. Imagine you're living in a civilized country, and then China just randomly starts taking over, and literally the only other country that can get legally involved in the whole thing is the UK, which would never get into a serious conflict with China. I mean, that's why they're fucking rioting, basically. And the fact that the riots are still continuing, the violence is still continuing, like, this many weeks after the initial upstart, like, oof. Like, China better just fucking learn its lesson and give up. And I know that sounds, like, stupid to say, because, like, oh, it's China, they'll just fucking keep going at it, because, like, they're batshit. I don't know. Cause the moment they try to get too fucking overt about it, a UK like looking to make its name on the world stage under a Boris Johnson government might well take that shot. Because fuck it, you know, they're that stupid. We weren't leaving the EU. We could easily do shit about that, but well, I guess would they want to is the other thing. Yeah. They don't really have a lot, so... No healing items either is the thing. Only the one on her, so we just better be extremely careful. Shouldn't have killed them, I think. The UK already put their tail between their legs recently with that, didn't they? Got told off by China for something and just put their hands up and said sorry. Wouldn't surprise me if they did. I don't remember anything offhand, though. Although, again, I fully expect that to be the case, honestly.
The Inquisitor's men had destroyed their means of escape. Their only hope was to seize an enemy boat.
Yeah.
And eliminate the other enemy vessel, lest they give chase. The supplies from the island could be useful, but freedom came first.
Alright. Oh, a lot. Other... Ah, there they are. There's not really any point to that. It's not from that angle. Yes, they did tell China to stop bothering Hong Kong, and China told them they shouldn't get involved with China's internal politics. There you go. Thanks, government of the United Kingdom. Look how powerful and sovereign you are. On the world stage, like, look at this, that's it. Good job, fellas. Fucking useless is what they are. Hammer going quote unquote internal. Yeah. I don't know, like, the only thing I can see about this, at least, like, if there's anything approaching a positive, is I can't see, like, China continue this way for, like, you know, the rest of all time or anything. Well, you know, rest of our time or anything. Like, these are the sort of things, especially when it keeps burning like this, that, you know, lead to something probably quite drastic.
Lifting the bridge trapped the enemies on the other side. But it also separated Cassandra and her saviors from those supplies.
I noticed that, but I was kind of like, oh, fuck it. I'm not sure how useful they would have been. If at all. You can shoot someone. Fuck it, try it. Oh, it's just the guy here. No. See, the fact that it says, like, select an object, oh, it's right next to him, that's why. fine, 'cause that gives someone else. Oh, you can shoot again. You need to reload. That can give someone else the chance to get him though. Trying to be cheeky about it. The whole thing is weird because Hong Kong is economically very important for China. Apparently it's the most efficient way for direct investments for foreigners in China and the other way around. You call Hong Kong an economical bridge between China and the rest of the world. That's probably in large part due to like the British occupation, meaning that there was a lot of cultural interchange and shit like that, and you know, of course, Britain and then anyone who Britain was with would use Hong Kong to get through and where they wanted to go into Asia. It is weird, but it's the thing where like they're more obsessed with like it's especially weird since like China is always touchy about their economy and like the survival of it, because like any one thing goes wrong and then suddenly the entire country like just basically tanks hard. It's like trying desperately to keep its momentum going a lot of the time. But it's that thing where like oh dear, that's fine. Nothing went off. It's that thing where like the current well, not the current party, but like the current administration of China's ruling dictatorship is basically like they seem a lot more obsessed with the whole what's the word? What's the phrasing, I suppose? The whole I guess ideology of it. Like I can't remember how to pronounce his name. Xi Jinping, I think it is. Like he's pushing extremely hard to like have himself enshrined as like the great leader in like Chinese culture and within the party. He's like trying to make himself. That's read things hard. Like he's trying to make himself seem like more extremely personal and very personable and very, like a moral center and important figure in the lives of the entire country, the way that Mao originally was, or something like that. So like the push for like greater ideological control probably matters a lot more to him than like any extremely strong economic point in the country. Which doesn't seem wise to me, but either the man's got an ego or the man's head is away. I suppose you'd have to be that far of the Chinese Communist Party, wouldn't you? Cult of personality is a staple of shitty dictatorships. That's the term. It's that sort of thing. Like it's not the usual sort of like cult of personality thing, but it's close enough. Well, I say not the usual. Like basically, the way he's going about it is a bit, I guess, more elaborate, or I don't know. I'm honestly not sure if China will stop with Hong Kong. They'll probably slowly take over. The middle and upper class will probably leave the country at some point, while the poor and uneducated will just have to remain. I suppose it depends. It's like it basically depends like what happens first. Does like China manage to like finally like put down this extremely dedicated rebellion, or does this extremely dedicated rebellion start the sparks all over the fucking place? Because either is quite likely. Especially since if they get too open about like what they're doing, entirely likely that it'll start causing like problems on the world stage for them. Like sure they can snap out like a the weak ass UK, but the moment they start like doing more overt atrocities in a place that has like some English speakers, that's when like fucking the real shit begins. Is where it's been like, well, now you're really fucking with our people. That sort of thing. I mean, you could if you had line of sight on these things. I don't think the Chinese government will stop exactly. He's got like his body is having an experience. I don't think they'll stop though. I think they'll keep like efforts up to try and like stop the pro democracy like riots. Question is, will they ever actually manage to put the riots and rebellion down? And that's I'm not so sure about. Not with them doing like something extremely drastic to the point of very, very stupid. Yes, but we can't see the we can't. We only heard the guy. We can't see him anymore. I can't spot the shadow either. Someone over there. Thing about pushing against rebellions is that you push too far, you basically guarantee it won't die. Yeah, exactly. Push far enough, people would rather die than live like that. You are fucked. And that's kind of the thing. Was like, if like say like they push far enough that people end up preferring like death over living like that, and the rebellion just goes full tilt. Then it becomes an entire cultural problem. I was like, how do you know you're not just gonna start the sparks throughout like the rest of China? Because China's got like a lot of like people in the countryside are like in extremely like poor conditions, extreme poverty, extreme like basically how it goes, like extreme poverty, like extremely poor conditions, like environmental issues are all over the fucking place. Apparently, most of the Chinese population are completely supporting the government in regards to Hong Kong. There are obvious exceptions, but many people seem to see the people of Hong Kong as entitled and think they believe to be above the rest of China. Well, that's kind of the thing with China, is like, how much of that is actually true, though? Because, like, among other things, anyone who would think to, like, think otherwise wouldn't exactly be allowed to say so, And if they do say so, they won't be around to say it for much longer. It's always the thing when people are like, well, the Chinese people like unequivocally support their government, and it's kind of like, I don't like. How do we know? Like, whose word have we got for this? Because we've only got what the Chinese government publicly allows to be shown, really. Like, the propagandas people are subject to make them think like that. There's also that. That's one. That's basically like, how long does the propaganda look like? How long will it like work? Essentially, it's not their point. We could, but it doesn't bounce like that. Can't do something really cheeky like this. No, it's the rock walls, no way. I don't know over there we could bounce it off, is there? There's that, but I don't know if that's within his view. No. Oh well. It's only him. So there's that guy back. No, it's just got a wall in the way. Just should be fine.
The first boat drifted away from the island. They needed to reach that last one.
Okay. There's also like pro-democracy like riots going on in Moscow right now, and as I heard, like after government efforts to like shut it down, the riot came back with like twice the size, like twice the amount of people this week. Everyone's rioting, everyone's mad, and everyone's fucking angry. Personally, I blame the rich. Had to happen eventually. It had to happen eventually. Well, it wasn't gonna last. Like, you know, last time they had like a rather controlling dictatorial sort in charge. Why not the last time? But the time before that, about 100 years ago. You know, they fucking tore that cunt out, didn't they? You know, he beast shit so much where people start getting angry. Increasingly so, and especially since, well, you know, media being what it is and just blasting like all the issues of the day into everyone's minds. The more it isn't done about like climate, for instance, the more people get fucking angry. The more people get angry about this, that, and the other. It's all due to like it'll burn out eventually. But oh boy, we're if you thought we've had an angry few years, now we're nowhere near done. Her address is now just broadcasting forward like a shield. Psychic arts, I tell you. I don't suppose there's anything you can like ping off of this way that you can reach, is there? No. Whoops. Oh well. You can't see him and he can't see you. Hell, I'm still just waiting for like. Once Brexit happens, I'm waiting for like the goddamn riots about United Ireland to begin, because they are long overdue. If anything's gonna kick off like recently, it's gonna be that. Just the more contempt and disregard that like the UK government shows towards Northern Ireland, the more likely it is we're just gonna fucking tear away the moment the real talks about we've got our sovereignty back start kicking up. That shit's gonna kick up when that any which way. If it gets delayed, then we'll start the the Tories will start whinging about how we don't have our sovereignty yet. There's talks that they're gonna like try and spring like a snap election to try and get more power. That's just gonna end with a Lib Dem government. Well, it won't end with a Lib Dem government. We could but dream of such a thing. But it's not going to end well for the Tories, not at all. They have only one seat between them and a working majority. If they lose that seat, they no longer have a working majority, and the rebel parties basically control Parliament. That's part of the reason why there's talk of a snap election to try and get back even just a few seats. It's kind of like, well, I don't see that happening. Especially if the recent pattern of people not voting Tory but voting the Brexit party continues, and the Conservatives actually continue to lose seats in places because, well, people who would have voted Tory are now voting a different party. America, though, I don't fucking know where that's going. It basically depends if the people in charge of the Democratic Party are smart or not. And that's actually a very tall ask considering what happened last time, where like you had an extremely popular candidate, but that he wasn't the one he wasn't the one the people in charge had ordained as destined. Smart American Dem Party law. Yeah, exactly. He wasn't the one like the party heads ordained, so he didn't get in. And what do you know? You lost because you tried to force someone not popular with the people, well, not as popular with the people, on a wider base. It's like, well, it just doesn't work like that. This is not how it works, you fucking idiot. And with like such a wide field of like early candidates at this point, including like fucking disasters like that. Also, Hillary is shit. Let's be honest, not as shit as Trump, but still, like I fully agree. Like none of them were as shit as Trump, but Hillary was pretty shit. You know, like she was really shit. You know, even putting aside like any policy things, because like she obviously was pretty terrible at quite a lot of those. Just a bit too happy about violence and war, that one.
And any stragglers would be left behind.
Oh, to be at okay. But like just the way like the actual election campaign was handled was like, this is so stupidly and obviously mishandled. Like, God forbid, but like if you ever actually got in the government.
La Fortuna was the Protector's most dangerous rival. His fleets blockaded their ultimate destination.
Oh boy.
Any vessel that attempted to get by would be blasted out of the water. Cassandra wondered if La Fortuna could be persuaded to let them pass. Hardin told her about a grand poker tournament that La Fortuna was hosting. Joining the game would require a 25,000 peso buy-in.
Oh well. Hmm. Oh wow. Silver mine indeed. Find the list of YouTubers that are at Gamescom. Let's see if I know a single one. Right enough, Gamescom is soon. I'm interested to see if anything crops up there. You know, like there are like a few companies teasing announcements. I think Sega have teased one. So, well, if it's at Gamescom, that's probably one of their PC studios. Maybe the Total War lads. I don't know. So we'll have to keep an eye on that and see if anything interesting comes of it. When is it exactly? Because he said they're at the Gamescom. Is Gamescom on now? It's usually like in the 20th, isn't it? Like the 20s of August. Oh, I got our precog back. I do know one of them, but I also don't care about him. Hmm. I think it's from the 21st to the 24th. That sounds about right. Hmm. Porfirio. I think you're reading Yusha Party or Yusha Party no Kawaii Kogai Ita no De Kokuhaku Shite Mita. The author doesn't seem to know what the words side story and bonus chapter mean. The bonus chapters are just completely normal chapters. The side stories don't seem to be canon, since the events from them are never mentioned in the game, but the author doesn't... Let's see. The author doesn't even use that. Alright, I see. He doesn't even use that for anything interesting. It's still a completely normal chapter. There's no reason to not be canon. Well, you know, you gotta make content seem nice. Figures. No, let's do that. Let's not make more enemies than we need, honestly. Yeah, okay. Figures that would go like that. Andrew Harden is nigh affected by inebriation? What were you doing? He left him alone with a bottle of brandy. Alright. Yeah, let's go. Foresight. We'll give that to the Ricochet man. 10 luck. You could do all that. What does inebriation do? Well, his thing is at least cured, so you know, it has a lame leg, but he's a bit beefier for it. Vino Veritas. Sick. You know, thinking about the, you know, not knowing what, like, side story and bonus chapter mean. It's probably like, because he's either seen other people do it and felt like, yeah, I should have stuff like that as well for fun, and it's just stuff he's written that he didn't feel he could fit anywhere else. It says like, or use it yourself. It's kind of like, you know. How bad could it be? Friggin' fire emblem, it's friggin' needless crits. You know, when you crit an enemy, you're going 100% going to the end anyway. That's what we call just styling on them. Okay, go. Can we not go here anymore? Okay. Probably you need the map to actually complete that shit. Ah. Oh, she's a crafty one, that Cassandra. I got stuff piling up. Oh, we can't see, like... Oh, the game was having an issue, okay. Now, okay, we have, like, we do have, like, that fucking... Yeah. We do have, like, silver... The deity of silver mine. We got an army requisition form. I need 1,000 in cash. That may well be enough. Luck is lost by 25. And let's not push it. Rip. Anywhere else? Anything else we can do? Is the hospital have anything there? Hey. I need to be saving them. Again? It doesn't like menus today, does it? Should be like piling up our money, but any health shit we can get, we should tick. Oh, it didn't trade, whoops. Alright. Alright. Fuck it, let's do the room. She lost more luck. Ah. Take what you can get, I guess. Another gun is welcome, at least. It's not max, at least. It's just her actual active luck is being kicked a bit. That's fine, I'll do. Another Remy Borgen rifle. I don't know when we got that, but hey, take it. Anyway. And put the healing elixir in, you got a lot of health. What else do you have? It. One of these. Do that and that. You're already carrying one, so just take that. We're just making it up as we go, honestly. But you could really do with like something other than a little Derringer, even though you like. I just basically try to keep her out of the way. Love how the AI is super efficient in some situations, but really dumb in others. For the Minecraft AI, this is. For example, if it wants to cross water that is shallow, but one block too wide to jump over, it will jump and place a block under itself mid-jump. Other times, it will randomly go underground because it's faster for the moment to travel there, but it doesn't seem to consider the time it will take to dig it up again later on. That's funny. I find it interesting that it is at least smart enough to do things like that. They have put considerable thought into this. I wonder if they'll hit upon some situation where it doesn't know what to do, so it ends up just goofing up and falling into the pit. Or into a pit or something. Oh. Okay, that's fine, because it wasn't money exactly, so what could we do with it? And it's just like roll the dice until we just stumble into victory at this point. Hey. I mean, we are slowly rising. Like, slowly. And back down. Alright. Okay, well, that's nice at least. We got our precog back. Is there anything we can do with this? Okay. Okay, well, now I know what to do. Well, sort of. It could be one of 3 locations. Moldy shipwreck, lonesome shipwreck, dark shipwreck. Got stuck twice so far, and the creator needed to fix it manually. One time it got stuck between a piece of a fence and a mine, and a corner filled with flowing water. The other time it accidentally climbed up some vines, which broke the pathing because it wasn't standing on a block. So yeah, I thought it was floating in the air. Goofy. Yes. One filled with bodies seems like the best shot. I don't know. Well, I'm willing to bet that it will just give someone a disease. It was a good shot, I think. Right, 10,000 is quite something. I need to go through my clips again. So that Twitch once again created some clips about me actually doing so. One of them is actually one of the most unique clips in your channel, even though there's nothing to see in it. It's just a random artist, some Splatoon church. That's some Splatoon 2 stream. That's funny. Like, what's how? Is it just like Twitch just attributes them to you, or what? Or is it like you accidentally pressing a clip button or clip combination without realizing, or? Now affected by numblag. Yeah, we're fucking 7,000 short. We got an army requisition form. Surely someone wants that shit. Pardon me. It's probably so viewed because it was probably like, you know, picked because it was like, oh, this is a Splatoon 2 bit. Maybe something cool happens there. What am I missing? We've already done the military base. We've done the Hell House. We've done the... We probably should have pillaged this instead. I think if you press the clip button but don't confirm it, Twitch just uploads the last 30 seconds of the stream. Ah, okay. Funny as that would be, I think we might just end up taking the shotgun revolver rare. It really doesn't like the menus in Cassandra's companion, does it? Just keeps sticking. Bonus 1 HP, so I get muscler. Stream just stopped for a second and then started running with 10 times the speed for a few seconds. That means it must have like tripped over itself and was catching up for you. I don't know if that's my end or Twitch's end or your end or what. I don't think there is anything else we can do but dice game, is it? Ah. I mean, that's something, I suppose. Just have to just run at this, I guess. Back at the 20,000, you son of a bitch. Hit me, hit me, hit me, hit me. It's wrong game time. She doesn't know that. She's a feature seer, not a gambler. Hard Weston encourages gambling among the children. Read our expose piece tonight. On you, fucker. You were like done.
Now that Cassandra had the necessary
You were so scared of injuries. I've been perhaps too cautious about it, yeah. Not going into the boats and kind of like, I don't want people like fucked up. Because, like, to be fair, a few times people being fucked up has put me in situations where, like, one guy. Pretty sure the ship has some money injury list and a bunch of other it does need an injury. I mean, one of the ships had a bunch that had no injuries and, like, the rest implied injury, and I was kind of like, Because, like, again, I'm still remembering, like, the very first campaign where, like, one of my guys got hit with a mortal injury, or, like, a combat injury, and got his maximum health reduced to 4. So anytime he got shot by anyone, he died instantly and had to redo the whole fight. I should probably go get him fixed before we do anything. Although, do we have the money to get him fixed without it? We do, just about. Recommended articles. Why loot boxes aren't that bad. You know, before we do that, let's go. The Fate Trader's closed. So is the shop closed, so we can't actually buy or sell anything or get our money back. Can we, like, roll the dice a bit? That'll do. The game's just catching up to the dice spawn. There. Oh boy. Oh boy. Well, we're definitely getting the news after it's now. I should really just taking Cassandra's view on that. Okay. Oh wow. I forgot to ask last time, what did Donkey say in his second Games Critic video? I do remember the first one being kind of bad. It just so he had no idea what the word review means. Basically, it was like someone called him out on the fact that he tries to like take himself seriously as a reviewer, but at the same time, still does that. He still fucks about. He doesn't really provide any serious critique or any useful reviews. Like stuff like any review of any JRPG, he just picks. Like he'll pick a JRPG, he hates them. He'll pick it, he'll shit all over it, say it's terrible and bad, and then just when someone calls him out for being dishonest, he'll go like, "Well, it's just satire." Basically, the second critic's video was mostly just him whining about how no one takes him seriously as a reviewer or critic, and saying, "Well, like, why does all them get taken seriously and I don't?" He did this really shitty thing where like the person who had critiqued his video, he like put up like the name of their account, like showed it in full view, just broadcasted it to his extremely whiny, screechy follower base, like, basically, it's basically like full tilt, basically doing the whole like harass them. Although I'm not going to explicitly tell you to, so I can like say I didn't want this and piss out about it. Now they basically like called for a harassment mob and someone who critiqued him, and then spent the video whining that he's not taken seriously, and that people think his reviews are shit, which they are. His reviews are just shit. Like in terms of comedy pieces, like whatever, but in terms of like actual critiques and reviews, he has nothing to say. He doesn't understand anything he's talking about. He's just in general pretty bad at it, and which is fine if you're just going for a pure comedy thing. But then it's like, don't whinge that no one takes you seriously when you're bad at what you do and you've no intention of doing it anything better. And also just, he's a cunt. Let's just be real, he's a fucking cunt. Apparently this isn't the first time he's done such things to people, and it likely won't be the last, so like, frankly, fuck him, he's a fucking cunt. He convulsed involuntarily, shedding sparks and white cracks of lightning before falling to the ground unconscious. Oh. Oh wow. Well, they have a Wild West teaser. But yeah, the long and short of it is basically like, he's not a reviewer, he's not a good critic, he's bad at what he does. He deliberately picks things he doesn't like just so he can shit on them and then pretend he's not shitting on them, and that's all the satire and fine. Just contributing to this endlessly toxic, ironic sphere that just pollutes a lot of public discourse. The first video, he basically said that a review is telling your opinion to the people that know you. Yeah, I remember that. The thing is that there is some truth to what he is trying to get at, insofar as if you know what a reviewer likes and doesn't like, you have some idea like if they're going to be a valuable opinion to you. But this, we're talking in terms of like products here, like in terms of like if you're buying things in a product sense. You know, like if you ask me what a game is like, you know what sort of games I like. You know, like if I say a JRPG is pretty good, you have to remember that I fucking love JRPGs, and it's kind of like, well, do I also love JRPGs? Do I like the same JRPGs Gavin does? And therefore, is his opinion of any use to me? But as like an actual, like, you know, review of a piece of art or something, that's just kind of, you know, it's kind of not that useful to you. You know. But it's also like, at the same time, with like video games especially though, have a actual like quantifiable objective component, because like, you know, mechanics, the games have to play well, and well, not have to, but the games play well, and what am I saying? Hang on a second, I need to clear my nose. Oh god. The review is supposed to inform people that might not know much about games and don't watch any YouTubers. I really don't think reviewers should review genres they hate. No, they should. They really shouldn't. I'm reminded of the time IGN, the review of Atelier Mirror, which is the third one on PS3. The person they put on it was their sports editor, whose only video game reviews were for, well, sports games. Like he only ever reviewed for the site. Don't know what he played in his own time, but he only ever reviewed for the site stuff like FIFA, Madden, NFL. And then they put him on this niche anime, like, you know, anime visuals JRPG with like fairly in-depth synthesis and crafting, you know, shit. And it's all about like a lot of the game spent talking to people and building up character. Completely out of his wheelhouse, and he hated it. And the whole review was him just whinging about how he didn't like the aesthetics and how he, you know, he was so bored throughout it. It's kind of like, why did you make him, like, why did you set him to review it? Why did like the person, like the editor, who I presume like sets who reviews what for the site, make him review it? You know? Hang on a sec. Hello, I'm back. What was I gonna say about Donkey's video? The first one, not the second one. Yeah, continuing on. Knowing what a reviewer's like general tastes in a game are is very useful insofar as you know that person knows their shit usually. Like again, you come if you have a JRPG and you come to me and ask it and I've played it and I just give it a positive review and I tell you, you know, at length about mechanics and shit. If you know that I'm just really big on JRPGs. Pardon me, I'm gonna burp really hard. Nasty. But yeah, I feel like you know, I give it like a JRPG a good review. I played a lot of them. I believe I know what the fuck I'm talking about with them. You can generally rely on my opinion for that, or at least you know you have a good idea of where it stands if you know where I am in relation to your tastes, right? The problem I have with that video is he goes on to say like, I fucking hate JRPGs. The reviewer should never base his review on the viewer or reader knowing him. That is true. At least like on a casual thing. For an enthusiast thing, like I'd say that you should always, when like reading, you know, like a game news site, a lot of the time you kind of can't because a lot of them don't really, you know, allow for this, especially because they cycle staff in and out a lot. But in an ideal world, you know, like you would be able to have access to that person's review portfolio, like on their site or whatever, and at a glance get an idea of what they like and what they don't like. And then, you know, of course, this is for an enthusiast, someone more involved. I guess as like a regular consumer, like yeah, you shouldn't really have to know, but it does help. I guess we're kind of like talking like versus like how informed a consumer should be versus how informed they actually are. But you know, like yeah, you shouldn't be like very self-referential or anything. I suppose like you should always explain your shit well. Like you shouldn't like make an offhand reference to like your Final Fantasy VI review and then just not explain what the point of it is or what you mean by it. Like the reviewer, like anyone coming in should be able to just get it from what you're saying then and there instead of having to cross-reference against the whole lot of review. But but yeah, like he made the point like, oh, I hate JRPGs, but I really like Persona 5, so that means, you know, it must be a really good JRPG. And it's kind of like, well, no, not really, because not only do you openly hate JRPGs, but you in that very same video openly express that you do not understand them and have no fundamental understanding of how the genre works, what it does well, you know, basically anything. He has no like even a basic surface level understanding of fucking, you know, JRPGs. So him saying that Persona 5 is a really good JRPG is just kind of fucking meaningless in that sense, because it's like any review he could make of it would betray the fact that he doesn't really know what he's talking about. He's just kind of going, it real good, and it's kind of like, how is it really good? And because he doesn't really like JRPGs, he can't really say what it does right or wrong compared to other JRPGs. It just means it appeals to people that don't like JRPGs, so maybe the JRPG elements are still shit. I guess that's a way of putting it, but even then, I'm kind of like, I don't know if it necessarily appeals to people that don't like JRPGs. It could just be it clicked to him at random. And then like people who still don't like JRPGs probably still don't like it. And it's kind of like, I don't know, like, in my view, like, you really shouldn't be like diving head first into things you know you're gonna hit. This is fucking ironic if you've read my, you know, God of War 2018 review, but that one was more or less personal exorcism than it was an actual genuine review, honestly. Really should have been more of a critique of that post, but a lot of it was just me going like, this is fucking shit and here's why. I don't think I'm wrong about it, but at the same time it's kind of like, you know, from a serious review thing, like I should have known going into it, like I knew going into it I would fucking hate it, and it's kind of like, well, why'd you do it? I have to say that. I guess say that I could, but the water thing. I don't know, because I do feel like ideally a viewer or reader, they don't have to know the reviewer, and the reviewer should never base the review on people knowing them. But ideally, you know, any reviewer, any viewer or reader, or just audience members should be able to fairly easily get an idea of who this reviewer is, and what sort of things they like, in order to determine how useful they are to them from in the sense of like buying, like I want to buy a game based off this person's recommendation. I need to know, like, do they think like me? Do they like things I do? Like, there is like a level of objectivity to game stuff and all. Yes, we said, but at the same time, like, there's a lot of subjective shit there. And knowing, you shouldn't need to know who the reviewer is, but it's like, I feel like you should be able to help you make an informed decision on this. You know? Where are we? I don't know, maybe I'm talking in circles here and just making myself out to be an idiot. I have it right in my head at least. What are we doing? Ah, visit the man himself. Ah, alright, this is a gunman, but we don't have any money. There we go. Discussing politics, art, and fashion.
La Fortuna's mercenary force had to be prevented from reaching the bay. Arden suggested they blow up the train. Cassandra concurred. They just needed to procure the explosives.
We should really just stop letting him do things, honestly. Maybe we should just let Cassandra do shit. Alright. Do I have anything to give her? I mean, I took this off to give it to someone else and just kind of... I had to get up to feed the cat, so I forgot, but... I want him still using the boots. He's not hurt anymore, in that sense. So, because that would help. Alright, whatever. That would help with Ricochet. Get you scuttling too. Ugh. Oh, a sec. Oh, pardon me. Oh, God. Yeah, no, like, long and short of it is, in the first video, like, he was beginning to hit upon right ideas, but then he's kind of veered off into, admittedly, the not wrong thing of saying, well, you know, like, mainstream sites are shit, but not for a lot of the reasons that they are shit. And then the second video was just him whinging at length about how no one takes him seriously, even though he goes out of his way to not be serious and not be taken seriously. And that caused the whole kerfluffle. It'll happen again, I'm pretty sure. Because that's just how these YouTuber things seem to go. They don't ever really... Oh, what got moved there? I heard something shuffle. I bumped the right mouse cursor while I wasn't looking. What happened? That all looks right. Ooh. Yeah, no, that all looks right. Okay. You don't have any more cards, do you? Already kitted everyone up. Yeah, no. Alright, let's go.
Survivors crawled from the ruins of the train wreck.
Oh boy.
The team readied their weapons with killing intent.
Try it. Nice shot, love. I should have used the Derringer shot first. You should be able to get him good, though. Paco. You get that guy over there? No, like him. No. Can't see. Alright, this is closed down, that's why. That's fine, just... Maybe you can take cover. You can get a better shot on this guy. Minorly piss taking that. Of course. I'll just shred the lock at least. This guy got a jinx thing on him. Jesus. That isn't, yeah, no, Paco isn't actually essential, that's curious. I'd begun to wonder since only, you know, Harden kept getting story events, but... Fuck's sake. Oh my god. Some of you hit these people, please. Who are you targeting? Him? Worth doing. And that jinx. Figures. She just keeps getting tapped. He had to move twice to do that, so he's gonna shoot him hopefully next. That her again? Jesus. The fucking hit her. She can retreat into the room with fucking... Except that guy's there. Nigh, come on. Only 59% chance to hit. I'd rather you didn't die, though. No, you have to run through the zone to do that. Hide full cover and like some more people getting shot dead. We should hopefully be able to, you know, hell of a shot. Reload that instead of shooting cunts. Oh yeah, him over there. Forgot about him. Possible to hit. Is it? I wouldn't think you can ricochet off to get people. Yeah, you could do that. Go for it. You. That reminds me how I had the same conversation 3 times where people complained to me about one of Donkey's reviews and I said, Donkey doesn't know what he's talking about, why even taking his videos seriously? Yeah, it really is kind of the thing where like, the only thing I could see like a whole like we should take this seriously, this should be something we should like, you know, shit talk more is like that issue of people, because he's a big YouTuber, people taking his word as gospel and spreading it further. Although like the flip side of that is usually, you know, what is it? Like usually like, you know, it's not really a concern because if it's something they don't actually like or talk about and he's just dumping on something, is like, what are they gonna? They're not gonna think twice about it. In my experience, it's kind of like that's what I noticed with like zero punctuation a lot of the time. Back when that was a lot more prominent in the discourse and people's minds, was you know, whenever Yahtzee took a big massive shit on something, it would be annoying because like people who just took his word as gospel would be like, you know, just repeat it and say, well, the game's shit because he said so. Which I remember happening to Demon Souls, which is deeply ironic when he became a massive, ardent dick sucker of Dark Souls later on. But, you know, at the same time, it's kind of like, well, the only people who are actually going to parrot this are people who likely weren't going to play the game anyway. And they didn't. And, you know, anything, like any actual damage just kind of filtered away. You only really have to be concerned about shit like that when it's stuff like, you know, when they're on the level of like the Game Grumps, like doing the whole like Sonic Adventure shit thing. It's kind of like, it's aged terribly, but it's, you know, like Sonic games are nowhere near as bad as you're making them out to be, but with you pretending and shit. Often people couldn't even understand the difference between his jokes and serious critique. Yeah. that's just kind of almost seems like a universal thing with the, like, you know, the sassy or like caustic internet critic as well. Still think Sonic Adventure is decent minus Big the Cat gameplay. Yeah, that's fair. I think part of it is like, I say it's aged terribly because, you know, it kind of has visually at least. I wouldn't say it's bad though. Like I definitely just prefer Sonic Adventure 2 a lot more. I just spent more time in that game. Big the Cat as a character is amazing though, and I will never believe otherwise. God bless. It was a righteous and earnest belief. Yeah, pop a shot at him, just take that luck out of you a bit. Is there another Jinx guy? Jesus. My kingdom for like another. These two are both 69. Alright. Good job, Cassandra. Good job. That one. Thanks, lads. Come on. Come on. You're all rolling shit today. Always a new one coming, isn't there? Jesus. Intimidated. I like that the intimidate symbol is a spider. Good job, lads. Oh my god. Seriously? Why can't any of you hit these fucking people? No, you're injured. You shouldn't do that. You should, like, do that and then pop one of these guys. You can shred his luck at least. Or tap him, that's also fine. Jesus. These guys are just out of it. Hit one of them this time, I beg you. Thank you. There is something you can bounce off of. Do it. Well. Go around here and get this fucker in the back. Alright.
Cassandra looked relieved when the last mercenary was finally dispatched.
Yeah. Apparently Sonic Adventure DX is much uglier than the original Dreamcast version. Like, substantially so. The animations are worse too. There's a mod for PC that makes it look like the Dreamcast version. That's interesting, actually. You know, I could see that. I never actually compared the two versions, but DX was the one I played. And I could actually understand that because, like, Sega trying to Sega trying to develop Sonic Heroes for, like, other systems was such a fucking mess. And if I remember right, the GameCube was actually, like, part of the one they had trouble with. So GameCube, well, to be fair, like, PS2 and Xbox are also complex, but I think the GameCube version was, like, singled out, if I remember right. So, like, them having that issue and making the game looking uglier in general because they had porting trouble would make a lot of sense. It took me an embarrassingly long time to realize the stream video had frozen for me and I had to refresh. Oh, David. Normally never played Sonic Adventure, did watch a full playthrough, and the gameplay honestly looked kind of bad, but it was fun to watch. It's the thing where, like, it is janky, but it does work, and that's kind of the key part. Like, well, yeah, it for the most part works. Like Big the Cat's gameplay, it kind of is kind of up to the whims of fate, but like, it is very janky, but it does work, and that it does have, like, this mad sense of speed and shit that other 3D games, especially at the time, didn't have. And then in Sonic Adventure 2, they actually refined it and, pardon me, made it a much tighter and actually, like, you know, much tighter game and actually, like, I wouldn't say saying actually whatever. I would rather say not as janky, though it did have jank. The homing attack was questionable at times. We got an Eagle Elixir. Come on. Alright, what do you two do? Dodge and shriek. Getting the ability to scream, getting the ability to dodge, because you got the shit shot out of you. We need to give him, like, a card to get him a combination going. I mean, we won't use it, but maybe I'll give you the... yeah, there we go. That'll do nicely. There's a med bag been used up. Oh, menu's gone. There we go. Should probably see about treating that. Well, I'm pretty sure we go to time now, absolutely. Yeah. Pretty sure everything's gone to shit now. Come on. It really doesn't like the menus in her mode for whatever reason. I don't think he's got no healing shit. Dare I ask about the cantina? Yeah. Jim belongs in one of the booths. That's not. Protect the ring revolver unlocked at Fit Traders. Bodes well. Alright, where to? Andrew Harden has left the posse. Here we go. I have to go shoot that fucker. Oh, you got this now. I'm guessing it took away the shotgun. Yeah. Yeah, it did. Oh. Come on. He still has his gun. I don't know what it did with our fucking shotgun revolver. Just kind of took it from us. Take some liquor. You take that. Please. It. Maximum heat. You take that, but I'm gonna put the volcano pistol on you. So you can ricochet now. That should be good. Give this to him. Nah, regenerate. Actually, yeah, we probably should give it. No, she's got low luck though. He'll be fine. I missed the child garden. I also missed the child garden. I don't know why they haven't implemented it again. It's like, I don't... Even if it was just like a direct copy of like the Sonic Adventure and Sonic Adventure 2 ones, like, that's fine. You know, that's all people want. It doesn't have to be that much more complex or anything. People will still while away hours in there without there's that level of complexity, you know? And you clearly have Chow models, you keep making them, like how involved would it be? I would totes buy a standalone Chow Garden game. Honestly, so would I. Like, just... It's money on the table, Sega, come on. They recently announced a Noblesse and Tower of God anime. I am unfamiliar with that one, I'm pretty sure. Well, what does it entail, anomaly? So what is it based off of then? Like a light novel? should have seen this coming, honestly.
Arden and the Protector both proved to be traitors. The latter wanted to experiment on Cassandra to see what made her tick.
How are we getting out of here? Can you pop that open?
The lock on her cell door was easily picked with a hairpin, but the guards were on high alert. If they saw her loose, they would shoot to kill. Cassandra's companions were here as well. She could free them. Joaquin Perez was also held prisoner by the Protector.
Hey.
He promised to help her if Cassandra let him go. She wasn't sure she could trust him.
Seriously? We're just stuck in this loop now. Hang on a sec. We're gonna redo that. Pop someone else's lock and see if they can subdue him for long enough. They are probably the two most popular manhwa. Ah, okay. I'm entirely unfamiliar with manhwa. Beyond, yeah. I'm not even sure I'm pronouncing that right. Still, though, that's interesting.
Arden and the Protector
Starting to reach further afield for adaptations, it seems.
The latter wanted to experiment on Cassandra to see what made her tick. The lock on her cell door was easily picked with a hairpin, but the guards were on high alert. If they saw her loose, they would shoot to kill. Cassandra's companions were here as well. She could free them.
Can we? Because I'm trying. She doesn't seem too fussed on the idea, it must be said. Because we need the key downstairs, right? So we're gonna have to just sneak about. Really wish we could just club him over the head and take him out for good. Noblesse is a story about the most powerful vampire and his servant and friend, Frankenstein. Oh. Oh, hang on a sec. Someone wanted attention. Nope. I hate the way you use that as a platform. Right, yes. How are we doing this? Pardon me. just walk across there. Don't hurry or anything.
Cassandra couldn't help but notice all the Protector's sophisticated machinery.
Well, that doesn't bode well. Meow. Frankenstein was basically the greatest scientist of all time. He completely analyzed the human DNA over 200 years ago. There were a few evil organizations that are technologically far more advanced than the rest of mankind because they found one or two pieces of paper from Frankenstein's laboratory. That's a curious setup. Just don't want to get too presumptuous or anything. See, there's a ladder there. There's a ladder there. Yeah. You can't just open a window and climb back in, can we?
Cassandra could now free her companions.
Optional. Ah, yes, 2 pieces of paper. The key to all power in life. In the fucking world. I mean, well, you're an extremely brainy sort. Lord knows what you could do with a piece of paper or two. Come on. I'm just checking shit on my phone a sec, 'cause that was buzzing in my pocket there. What is that? I guess just sidle back the way we came. I didn't mean literally sidle, but alright. Oh, he's away again. Don't just sit in the landing squeaking at me, you know I'm in here. I want to say, of course he will do that. That's all he does. He doesn't come into my room, he just sits outside it and squeaks until I come out to him. And I do mean squeak, because he still does wee baby meows. Again, just march slowly in front of that there. It's a good thing that guy has just got his eyes closed at all times. And he's doing it. He's just sitting outside squeaking at me. Luigi, I'm in here. You know I am. Come on. Does the computer scare you? What's up? Alright, you can move now. Sick. Hello? Hello? Oh, you can't get out because she's in the way. That's why.
Joaquin Perez was also held prisoner by the Protector. He promised to help her if Cassandra let him go.
How do you
She
do?
wasn't sure she could trust him.
I mean, Jesus. 3 of us versus 1 of him. Main character is the Noblesse. Noblesse is an endlessly powerful super vampire that is in charge of the ethical standards of vampires. Since vampires are so powerful that no human can do anything against them, could easily go crazy and start enslaving mankind. In that case, the Noblesse steps in and gives them a good beating. I respect that word. I respect that position. Let's see. Well, you're done for the day. It's kind of thing like we tried like subduing this man, and he just kept going over and over again. Protector is just over here in his house. I feel like we could try sneaking as close to him as possible to get him. In which case, just fucking go in here. Just struts everywhere. Whereas everyone here is just fucking legging it. Oh wow, Joaquin can't really move very far, can he? Well, he's not compared to her suited and booted a lot for their cards and shit. Now she runs. Maybe it's an indoor-outdoor thing. You just take your time, buddy. You just take your time. Slowly strut. This manual was pretty good at first, but got kind of boring later on. It also already has 2 OVAs, which are quite good. Okay, fair enough. I mean, like, even as long as if all became as boring, like, that's better fit than some. That's oh, he really is just not moving anywhere, is he? What guns do you even have? Hang on. Cannon Calavera, I remember that. Why'd you switch away? A musket. Okay, the good shit is what he's got. The good shit. Oh, cause she has disguise, right? So that's right. That's why no one's giving a shit that she's there. She has disguise. Yeah, mine was just Korean manga. Well, the Korean equivalent thereof, basically. So it didn't give a shit about her because she's basically just invisible. So fuck it, let's just go then, see what you can do. I'll have you get back here and get ready to subdue this guy without end. And these two are just kind of stuck until he does that. You go and see what you can see. Why? Why did you take that path to do it? Unless like I jerked and clicked in there instead of outside. Probably did. Alright, let's try that again. This time, just go here. Or there, whatever. Okay, yeah, he can just be suspended like that, not like that. So, what's our path exactly? I think he got intimidated there. She's still outside the vision range. Again, not that it matters, because she's like disguised. Just want to confirm that. Terror, that's right, that's why they keep getting intimidated by her. She has the terror thing. She's ignored by enemies instead of stage. Okay, that just seems universal then. That's fine. I mean, in theory, she could like get in there and just fucking blast him. He doesn't have good plans for us, huh? Just fucking blast him open, but don't know if she can pull that off. Maybe the sawed-off Cobra point blank. Maybe, because he might also just be like a 10 HP gigafucker who just doesn't go down. So ideally you'd want someone else over there as well. You not go downstairs. No. She's in the way, that's why. Yep, just doesn't notice, doesn't care. You might as well then. Basically, to see who's where and why, really. I didn't subdue him, that's fine. Didn't use the turn. Momentary panic. Disguise is some shit, isn't it? You could probably loop around the back of that house and just subvert his view. There's only so far you can get like that, though. This guy here is kind of like a hard block, isn't he? Unless you manage to get in their house without him seeing, but then how do you get out? And that looks like it opens, actually, so you could probably do that. Yeah, worth trying.
Perez called Cassandra on her ruthless killings as he drew his gun against her.
What? I guess we procced him? Where is he? Or did this run out of time? Great. Thanks, Cassandra. I'm not running out of time exactly, but they'll just... What proc that? Luigi, you know, I'm in here. Hello. You coming over? Try it. If only the shred is luck. Does that mean that guy who's like subduing... Oh wait. He just betrayed us. Okay, I think that's what happened. You get too close, he betrays you. Okay, that makes sense. Next time I'll just leave him in the cell, I suppose. Although she's not gonna get like shot at. What are you calling it? What are you calling it? Why? Hello? Yes, hello. Tower God is a pretty good and probably the most popular Korean shonen story. It's about a tower that, if you reach the top, fulfills any wish. It's been a few years since I read it, so I can't remember all the details. I think you have to fulfill certain requirements on every floor to get to the next one. Sometimes the requirements are about fighting, but often it's also about other things. Oh, pardon me. Towers over 100 floors, and many floors are like their own continent. God damn. That's an interesting setup. Okay, well, we need you to get, like, to actual safety, because... Well, as close to actual safety as you can get. I can't really see him, but alright, fine. Certain floors you can enter are large the tower, people live in towns. The MC is one of the few people that came from outside the tower. How you doing there, buddy? Oh, our target is on the move. Cassandra, you just like get to here basically and reload, so you're like out of the way long enough for the other two to catch up. I assume Perez is coming for us, but he's not gotten close enough yet. I didn't immediately realize, I know Nye, but I didn't immediately realize that Perez was the guy until, because I kept calling him Joaquin in my head and wasn't using surname first. Cheeky fuck. You can read the official English version of both manhwa on webtoons.com. See, Webtoons cropping up a lot lately. It's becoming increasingly popular, which is good to hear, considering. It doesn't, so that means you can like hear and then pop them in the back of the head while still keeping your perspective forward. Good night. Well, that advantage. 7 out of 11. You're still fine for now. So. Yeah. Right. It's kind of funny to me that Felicia ended up being kidnapped and is now like shooting to kill Harden. I presume, because Harden, I presume he's around, will just die on the way. After all that talk about how he has to protect her in particular. Yes, duly noted. If I ever find some time, I'll actually, give him a cursory look, see if I like him. See if they strike the fancy. Reload. I guess Paco was always just along for the ride because he's also assisting with the rebellion here. He was expendable, to be fair, but it's interesting how that goes. Oh wow, you've come quite forward, haven't you? 8 health, 5 and 6. Okay. Please. Let's do a little tidy jog back. I'll let these two saddle around and get a better advantage so we've got more guns about. I'll try it. I'll shred his luck if nothing else. There's nothing really we can do about him like that though, so get you to there. I'll do like a cheeky flank in a sec. I didn't really pierce the... Still remember when they created the English website. For the longest time I still call it by its Korean name, Naver. Naver is also the main search engine used in Korea. Only 2 to 3% of the Koreans use Google. Oh wow. Why was it called? Was it just called Naver basically this out of convenience? Is it like Naver just mean like, I'm presuming I'm also mauling that pronunciation, but does it like I guess if you know, would that mean like just search or whatever? It feels a little incidentally curious to me that it would be so named. Nah, you can't see us anymore, which is what we want. Oh, you can see us? You can't see her, you can still see Felicia then. Alright, I want you to pop this door and just get him. Is there anyone you can get? Try it. Can you get to that window? No, you can't. You can, though. Try it, God willing. Yo. I don't know if it means anything. Fair enough. Don't miss. Fuck. You can shoot someone. Try him. Oh, is he bleeding? Oh, he's bleeding, but is that wounded or does that mean that he's gonna just keel over next turn? I'm better safe than sorry. Alright, let's see how this goes. Shit. You can't shoot through the curtains. That's fine. Blast him. Oh wow, you can dodge like fuck, can't you? Might as well get in there and prepare to just Bomb rush. He looks like a dandy. Yeah, we're just gonna try and blast him. Take him.
The Protector claimed he was the only one who could lift Cassandra's curse. If she killed him, she would lose the opportunity. She told him she would take her chances.
To the gun.
The Protector was gone, and so was his knowledge of how to use that machine. But Cassandra wasn't ready to give up that easily. She had the Protector's notes and documents, and all the time in the world. Several days later, Cassandra decided she was ready. Nightmares flooded her consciousness as exhaustion took its toll.
Well. Probably nightmare enemies, but skittering about. Friendly Neighbor was the first Korean search engine created in 1999. At that time, there was almost no Korean content on the internet, so they decided to help create Korean content for people to search for, which is why they created the knowledge in. Why they created knowledge in. I capital M. Yahoo later copied that and called it Yahoo Answers. Fucking amazing. Fat lot of good it did them. No, don't rush ahead. Not unless you know you can take a shot. Sort of back the way we came. That might be faster that way, actually. But it's kind of like, is there an enemy there? One way to find out. You know, he doesn't see anything. That bodes well, at least. I'll have them come back over this way. How long are you planning on streaming? I was basically planning to stream until like 11, a bit after 11. I think because like I presume this has to be like the end of the campaign, given like the way it's all gone on, the way this is. So I might end it with this if this ends, or just if it doesn't, then I'll press on to like 11 or so, because that's that's wrap up time, and then I have to spend like the next hour wrapping up for the day, trying to fall asleep. Getting cat sorted and all. So basically, half an hour bit. I'll willing to go over and all, of course. But I think like absolute limit would be like half 11. So at the latest, an hour from now. Cause going get along in that one Ghost Frontline stream last time fucked me proper the day after. That was not fun, let me tell you. Actually, just getting like nightmare regeneration out of this tickles me. I haven't run into any demons. There might not be any until we try the machine. You never quite know what happens like mid-turn, so at least someone should have a shot ready. 2 people have shots ready. Wait for these two to catch up. Someone in front of the door? I think she is. Ah. A field experiment.
The room contained not only machinery, but also the Protector's failed human experiments.
And that would look like it could have been Joaquin, but... Who else is here, though?
Cassandra flipped the last lever and closed her eyes in anticipation. A short but excruciating moment later...
That's not a comfortable noise. Not at all.
She was finally free.
Scenario complete. Oh. No, we wrap up cutscene. Alright then. Oh, that was Cassandra's, oh, I'm missing one. Cassandra, I guess that must be for the difficulty above, maybe. Or maybe I was missing someone. That's, the end of Cassandra's little scenario, and that brings the end of that little branch. Oh, pardon me. Next time we're gonna go back and redo the Masked Man's scenario, and this time Stars of the Fates Traders items. Yeah, I figured we're like just kind of we're missing one. So, but yeah, we're going back and doing this one and doing it properly this time. And this time I'm gonna make sure one of the people. First, I'm gonna make sure that one guy doesn't die, so we get his gun. Does load last checkpoint Buffy in the battle? Maybe. Let's have a look. Yeah, it loads us right in here. But it's kind of the thing, like, I feel like the setup we went into this fight with is just fucked. Like, we don't have a ricochet weapon. We don't have, basically we don't have a ricochet weapon with one guy down. And that's like a whole gun down. So I figure better off starting it over, speeding through it again. Ricochet is cards, actually. Okay. Well, we don't... I mean, the musket is always a ricochet weapon, though, isn't it? If not, then, okay, well, make sure they get the ricochet card, because I know it's in there. Someone there has it. We'll put that on our man, and then just make sure he has that in the musket, and then just a lot of sight, so he can just ping shots off of, like, as far away as he can get, and just try and bounce them into your last man. And even if it's last man, and there's just everyone around them, basically. So that'll be next time. We'll go back and then, push through the... What's it? That will neatly have all the little branches done off so we can return to dearest father and his demon son beyond. But yeah, that'll be for next time. Next time might be tomorrow. It might be Wednesday, it might be Thursday. It's hard to tell. It basically depends on if Chris wants to do shit, if I am free, and whether or not I start Fire Emblem. But yeah, like, we'll be there. Like, I'm feeling like we might even be able to finish this week to like slip in Valhalla before Astral Chain hits. But I don't want to rush anything if we don't, so, well, beyond rushing through that redo campaign. But yeah, thanks for coming out. Thanks for watching. I should get to OBS. And yeah, see you next time.